Hey everybody, this is JGSF 1987. I'm a writer and blogger. To see what I've been up to in terms of writing, go to my blog at jgsf1987.com. Also, you can help support this channel on Patreon. You go to the link below, patreon.com/jgsf1987. Any help, many thanks. So, yeah, I'm going to first start off by saying that we are in for a fairly interesting night tonight. Well, both literally and figuratively. Well, figuratively for the year, but for tonight it's literally. We're getting a story from the Pineapple Express and another one coming down from the Polar Express. Two of them converged together right over the San Francisco Bay Area. I know. For many of you that are on the East Coast and the Midwest, as well as along the Gulf Coast, go ahead and laugh. Because you all know that what we get is not even a sprinkle in your eyes, or from where you guys are. What we have is like, that's not even a, that's just a mere rain shower. Anyhow, but anyway, the reason that I'm also saying it figuratively for the year 2018 for America at least is it's election season, or shall we say, stupid season. Well, call it whatever you want. Anyhow, no, we're in for a really stormy one because of the fact that the Republicans are setting themselves up for a massive bloodbath in November's midterm elections. So that's how this is going to get a little bit interesting. Is the fact that also the DNC is trying to beat back a big progressive insurgency. Some cases they got lucky, like they did in Illinois, but in other cases, not so much. Like in Texas, that's one thing. No, it's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse for the Republicans going down the road. Anyhow, so that's the thing. Is that you got, so as you go forward, keep in mind, watch the trail of watch the money trail going down. Now you're going to hear a lot about like, oh, how Trump is in collusion with Putin again. First of all, there hasn't been any real evidence that shows that. Because every time they come up with a story like that, they have to retract it almost immediately. Now, I've put an article up on my blog specifically saying something about this, which is that which basically outlined the fact that we have a lot of people where it's getting to the point where, yeah, you could say one thing about it, but then the problem is that, okay, yeah, maybe I'm not explaining this, very well. So I'll try it like this. There's an organization that is called Destination 1968. I don't remember the name of the organization off the top of my head at the moment. But anyway, that organization has been feeding information a lot of the time over to the mainstream media and such. There's an article on Axios about this, as well as there's not Axios, Rolling Stone actually by Matt Taibbi that absolutely explains this. I'll put the link in the description once this video is over. It'll be in the description. Take a look and basically draw your own conclusions here. But the biggest thing, though, is that you gotta understand something. This is not the first time a foreign country has tried to influence our election. Guess what? It happens practically every year, or every single election year, for that matter. I mean, think about all the lobbies that are there. You have the Israel/Jewish lobby. You have the Arab lobby, that are Muslims. You have Muslims and Christians, for that matter, even some Jews. You have the China lobby. You have the, I don't know, name it, we have it in terms of lobbies. But now you get it. The problem is a lot of those lobbies have, political groups, political action groups. Some of them do, some of them don't. But a lot of them, the thing is that you have a lot of these dark groups, these political action groups, or these advocacy groups, for that matter, and in some cases actually think tanks. The problem is they get a whole bunch of foreign money and they don't have to disclose their donors. Now, this is a bigger problem because this is going straight to our senators and representatives in Congress, along with all the state legislatures, as well as the state governors, and I don't know, whoever else has to run for a, elective office. Pretty much, you name it, that's where foreign money is going. Or that's actually where dark money is going. Some of it foreign, some of it domestic. But yeah, that's what I'm going to tell you, is that from now on, between now and November, here's what I'm going to tell you. Every time you hear somebody open their mouth up about saying one thing or another, here's what I'm going to tell you. Follow the money trail. Now, there are exceptions, like, for example, in Congress, there's Bernie Sanders in a like I said, I can't weigh everything like, off the top of my head in terms of all this. But the fact is, there's a bunch of progressives that are not taking any kind of corporate cash at all. So, like I said, for most of the members of Congress, plus the president, plus the state legislatures, the state governors, as well as a lot of, mayors and whomever there is at the municipal level. That's what I'm going to tell you. Follow the money between now and November. Because that's how you know if somebody has, that's how you're going to know if somebody is advocating something from basically some other actor. So all I'm going to say is sit back and watch the show. And wherever you can, get active. Get people out to the polls. Look, I don't care if you decide to vote for a Democrat or for a Republican or for whomever. That's on you. That's your choice. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But what I am going to, in terms of voting, I'm not going to tell you, like, you should be voting for this person, not for that person. You just make your own choice. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't sit out the election. Don't do what we did in 2016, where we put Trump in the presidency. So far, yeah, he's doing a lot to actually get people to fight and push through Bernie's revolution. And that is a good thing. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't let conventional wisdom tell you that there's nothing you can do about it, so don't even bother. No. You have certain rights as citizens, just like we have certain rights, and from those rights we also have certain responsibilities. This is our responsibility. Like, let me put it to so think of this. If you're a millennial or post-millennial, as I'm going to refer to as Gen Z, and then millennials as Gen Y for that matter. If you're from those two areas, or especially if you were born before the turn of the millennium, for that, get active. Don't let the adults tell you that your voice does not matter. It does. So that's the thing. It is, since the adults in the room refuse to do anything to make sure that our kids are not having to choose between getting an education and getting killed. I don't know how to make it any more clear. We are basically failing our kids. We are putting their lives in danger because we can't get our act together and put together some kind of common sense gun safety laws. Because, again, it's another lobby, the NRA, which is the gun lobby. And yeah, they have been getting some foreign money too. There's quite a few articles that have been up, not just in, mainstream areas, like the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal and such. It's also an alternative media too. But that's the thing, is that there's a lot to really understand here, is that if you are going to get together to try to bring this legalized bribery to an end, we need to quit basically getting into, petty arguments over practically nothing. So here's what I'm going to tell you. The next time Donald Trump, our lovely president, tweets something that is so completely and totally off the wall, look, unless it's something completely completely over the top racist or some kind or bigoted for that matter, yeah, call him out on it. Other than that, just ignore it. He's just doing that to bait the media, because once they're talking about what he's tweeting, he and the Republicans have cover to basically tear America apart from the inside. So ignore his tweets unless they're completely and overtly bigoted. Just ignore them and go after the policies he's trying to enact. That's our primary objective. So keep your eye on the fact that we are in a position to actually cut this far-right agenda off at the knees. Now, pray that the DNC, or shall we say, don't hold your breath, that the DNC is going to find some way to try to muck this up, basically. Because they will. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of how bad. just to try to, just because they want to try to get back on the winning side of the message war here, and they're big discredited left and right. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't worry about what they say about Trump's tweets. Just ignore them. Ignore Trump's tweets. Ignore any of their quote-unquote responses. Because you need to fight against the policies, not just simply resist them. So keep that in mind. We got really stormy times ahead, but don't take your eye off the ball, which is basically cutting this far-right agenda off at the knees. We are in a position to do that. Let's do it. Anyway, since I know I've been talking for about 60 minutes or so, I'm just at 1987 and I had a few.